Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 31 of our local to global here with the Canadian Wrestling Coalition. Now, of course, the last episode, it was a pretty special one. We, of course, crowned our company's first and last ever CGC World Champion. And spoilers, but it was Davis Wayne Newton, the GOAT. And as expected, he will be eventually, at the end of the month, be taking on Angry Gilmore to essentially unify both of those world titles together. I've talked about it a lot, don't really need to sort of go over it anymore. But hopefully this prestige will combine with this prestige, and we should hopefully, I'm assuming it'll just stay at 69 once we do essentially unify both those belts. I'm not sure if, I'm still not sure if there's an actual way to unify the belts properly. Either way, it doesn't really matter too much because we can just have both belts be on the line, and then obviously, see that's the difficult thing, because I would like to retire the CGC belt, just so we can keep our own company history, if that makes sense. But I might have, in order to do it, I might have to go into the editor and essentially edit the 69 Prestige onto the CGC belt. Anyway, let's check out the size before we get into the first TV show. We are at 67 popularity in Ontario. We've got 46 in Quebec, 45 in Manitoba, 34, 1 point away from the 35 required to get onto our pay-per-view carrier in Saskatchewan. And unfortunately, we're only at 25 for Alberta. And of course, we need another 10 points in Alberta in order to get onto that pay-per-view broadcaster. Now, I think what I'm going to do is we're going to go on to OnDem, because our Wrestle World contract does actually run out for our events. So we're going to go into OnDem for our events, our pay-per-views, if you will. And basically, going to try and, I think, 3 months at a time, as long as that is appropriate. Let me just have a look if they would. I mean, I assume they would, accept a deal for 3 months. So I'm kind of hoping at a minimum that we can get, I know we can get 2 different broadcasting deals for your events, and you can essentially choose, well, you can have multiples really, and you can choose which one you want. I don't really want to do that. I want to try and do the best that I can to get things to sort of line up. I don't really want to. I know we've been a little bit gamey throughout the series already, but I don't want to be too gamey and try and just have the best broadcaster as soon as we reach that point. I want us to try and at least work around and, do some smart deals when it comes to our actual broadcasting deals. Now, I'm very happy with OnDem for the TV show. I think that's perfect. Absolutely perfect. It gives us coverage across the entire world, essentially. Obviously, some regions, I think Europe is very small, and then it's Japan and India. I think it's just those two that are tiny. Anyway, we also have Danny Fonzarelli's contract running out here. He is 47 years old, so I don't think we're going to be bringing him in. Don't really like him all that much, even when I'm playing as TCW. So he's not going to be coming in, but that's fine. That guy looks really good. Danny Draper. He looks extremely good. He does wrestle for, well, it looks like he was with CWA. Anyway, we got our wrestlers caught here for Stephen Parker, getting a small positive impact from Angry Gilmore. And once again, we're going to go with Zeus, and we're going to go with James Diaz. Still no effect, though, so that's unfortunate. We can't get rid of that annoying little, bit of tension they have between themselves. It does suck. Anyway, we're going to go to Brampton for tonight's TV show. And of course, we are essentially kicking off our storyline, which is it's essentially continuing. It's been continuing, but we're going to be kicking off the unification match between Gilmore and Newton. So there's going to be, some other things that are thrown in here as well. So let me just add a worker in straight away. And that is going to be Graham Gorman. Now, he's not going to be aligned with anybody, because he's going to play a bit of a special role in this storyline itself. Now, what I want to do, this is an interesting way that we're going to do this. So Davis Wayne Newton is going to be taking on Graham Gorman in a title match. Of course, Graham is technically still undefeated. It's going to go for 20 minutes. However, Graham is going to find himself disqualified, and essentially a title defense is going to go over for Davis. So it's not going to be a clean victory. It's going to be tainted. I guess it would be a cheap win, really. Make it a cheap win. I'm not too sure if that's actually going to do anything too special, but it's going to be a DQ finish there as well. That's essentially how I want to book it. I don't think there's any type of interference. Actually, maybe we could do an interference onto Graham by Zeus, because this is another match we're going to be doing in the coming weeks as well. So I feel like it's actually pretty beneficial. And we're also going to get a chance to see the CGC World title. We're also going to want to do a slow build on as well. Definitely needs a slow build. Okay. The rest of the show doesn't really matter too much. I can't actually remember. What did we do for the tag titles on Spring Stampede? Okay, we did a first blood match. We also need to get booking for our mid-card title that we're going to be introducing at the pay-per-view as well. That's essentially just going to be the Canadian champion. I was going to go Canadian. I might go National. I feel like National's kind of a better title name. So yeah. And I guess what we're going to do for that is we're going to have another Fatal 4-Way match. Now I need to remember who we actually put into the original match at the pay-per-view. So it was Zombie Boy, Jack Pride, Americana, Bowden, Snoop. Okay, so with that said, we're going to go for Gonzalez. I guess we can get all the major stars and stars out of there as well. So who else do we have left? We do have Gary Walker. Now, Gary Walker would be a decent option to put in there, but he's probably not going to win it. So maybe we don't put him in just yet. Papa Swole would be a decent option. I'm really not too sure who I want to win this match. I'm really not too sure. I mean, we got Yuta Isono in there as well. Let's go Yuta. We're going all out with this second one. Probably should have done this one on the pay-per-view instead of the previous match. And I'm thinking, I mean, I was going to put DC Rain in there, but I think DC Rain just has a little bit too much popularity. Giant Brody could be a good option. But I don't think we're going to go with Brody here. I think instead, we might go for someone like Charlie Corner. I don't think I didn't use Charlie originally, did I? Just double check that again. No. Okay. So that's perfect. Now, as far as the winner goes, I think we're going to go with Gonzalez. So he's going to essentially become a #1 contender as well. So we're going to go storytelling for this match. Actually, do I want to go storytelling? Maybe I don't. But we are going to have a tainted victory. I'm going to make it a regular. We're going to make the loser Charlie Corner. And we're also going to have a distraction onto Charlie by Gabriella. Of course, the manager for Marco. And I think that's pretty good. I like that match. I'm really undecided about what I'm going to do for the tag team match. I think what we're going to do is have some #1 contenders matches that essentially don't finish. So what we're going to do, we're going to have Not a Team take on Young and Wasted. We'll give it 10 minutes. I don't think it's really necessary to go for too long. But this is going to finish a draw. It's going to be open, scripted, and decisive. There we go. We're then going to have another tag team #1 contenders match, which is also going to finish Let's go red, white, and blue. Yeah. The red, white, and blue can take on Feel Good Inc. for 10 minutes as well. This match is also going to finish a draw. I don't really care who, or the way it finishes. I was going to say who wins, but it's more just the way the match finishes itself. They're essentially both just draws, and what it's going to lead to is potentially a multi-man tag match, possibly a ladder match at the next pay-per-view as well. I kind of want to go all out for the tag teams. Anyway, let's just go a singles match on here. I kind of just want to go maybe a bit of a squash match for Mighty Kavanaugh. I guess we can actually have the debut finally of Porkchop Patterson, even though he's about to be absolutely destroyed by Mighty Kavanaugh. So go script, decisive, domination. There we go. So Porkchop's going to get his ass beat. That is for sure. So with that said, let's actually give Mighty Kavanaugh an angle by himself to open the show. Then I think we want to give, obviously, Davis angle. I think he'll actually cut his promo onto Graham Gorman off screen, of course, but it's essentially going to lead towards the title match. Well, it's essentially up after this original angle. I don't know what I was saying there. After this angle. And then I guess we still got a little bit more time. Let's go an angle for Diaz and Jack Pride as well. And we will script. We'll definitely script both of those guys as well. Alright, so that's not too bad. We can actually add another match. I'm not exactly too sure what I want to do. Let's go Mobstar taking on... I don't know who to go. But we do have a lot of popularity on the show. Or on our roster, I should say. But just, yeah, not 100% sure what exactly I want to do. I think Stephen Parker versus Mobstar. Have we done this match before? We have. Okay, well, I'm going to go with something else. Let's go Ozzy Goldstein. Have we done Ozzy? No, we've never done Ozzy and Stephen Parker. I'm expecting this to be a really good match. It's kind of almost undeserving of just 10 minutes, but 10 minutes is all we've got, so they're going to have to make the most of it, I guess. Actually, no, we can go 20. Let's go 20. I like that. We'll chuck a slow build on because they both have pretty decent psychology there as well. Now our shows are 2 hours long. I'm wondering if I should reduce that because obviously we made it 2 hours. Actually, I think it's fine because we do have a really big roster. Yeah, I think I'll leave it at 2 hours. Then I guess pay-per-views maybe 2.5 hours, just so we can go for decent lengths with our match times, I guess. Kind of make the most sense there. I mean, seeing as we're going Goldstein, we may as well give him an opening angle as well. Actually, let's go both. Let's go Stephen Parker in there as well. Both on entertainment. I think I'll script them both as well. Hopefully Ed Monton can take this one as well. Probably not. Apparently Stephen Parker is being used too much. In that case, we'll leave him off the angle. Still being used too much? No, we need storytelling. This match is easily our storytelling, so that's fine. Perfect. That should be enough to, yeah, start the show. I mean, we do have 5 minutes left, but I think that's all good. Is there anything I want to do on the pre-show? Let's go Doc Hammond and maybe Giant Brody to take on Chip Martin and Cortland Bartlett. Yeah, I mean, that works. Why not? I want to give Giant Brody some real momentum because I do want to use him fairly soon to kind of I guess, just run roughshod over everybody and just be that real dominant giant on our roster. Anyway, I think that looks really good. Let's run the first TV show. Alright, so we started with a 54 rated pre-show match where we have Doc Hammond and Giant Brody defeating Chip Martin and Cortland Bartlett in 10:06 when Giant Brody pinned Cortland with a single-handed chokeslam. Pretty good in-ring performances from both Brody and Hammond. So yeah, solid enough. Good for the pre-show. We then start the show off on TV with a 68 rated angle from Ozzy Goldstein. I think it was scripted because I essentially wanted to script both of them. But he basically says that he wants to try and get back into contention for, well, he says either one of the world titles. And obviously, he's kind of alluding to the fact that we do have 2 world title belts. He doesn't really know which one is essentially more prestigious than the other one. So he says he'll take, an opportunity either. And he's looking to prove himself in a big match up against Stephen Parker. I knew this match was going to do really well. We get a 75. We have Ozzy Goldstein defeating Stephen Parker in 1955 by pinfall with a golden shower. 68 for Goldstein and a nice 66 there from Stevie Parker. Not bad. Alright, we then go into a 69 rated angle from Mighty Kavanaugh. Essentially just putting himself over, saying that the crew is going to crush the locker room. And basically, calls out anybody from the back. And then, of course, we have the debut of Porkchop Patterson. And boy, does this guy get absolutely destroyed. I mean, the match got a 40, which is pretty bad, considering. But we do have Mighty Kavanaugh defeating Porkchop Patterson in 4:47 by pinfall with a sit-out spinebuster. But yeah, Kavanaugh and Porkchop have pretty good chemistry. And his Porkchop's working man gimmick getting an initial rating of awful. He also only got a 10 in-ring performance, but then again, we did absolutely, I guess, squash him in here. I'm assuming it was a well-booked squash match. Yeah, there we go. Well-executed squash. So that was pretty good. I guess he's got poor selling. Does Porkchop, so probably not the best match to put him in. Obviously, if you're doing a squash match, you want the person getting squashed to have high selling and pretty decent basics as well would be a decent shout. So yeah. Anyway, it did its job. We move on to a 56 where we have Red, White, and Blue drawing with Feel Good Inc. in 9:47 following a double countout. Okay, both tag teams getting a draw there. Like I said, it's a pretty solid rating as well. Zippy's also got a gimmick that's getting stale. So I guess I might, we'll tweak that one up as well. We then move into a 67 rated angle from Not a Team. Of course, James Diaz still benefiting from having a hot catchphrase, which is going to be pretty beneficial. He's going to be working as a tag team because at the moment, I would say we're very heavy on sort of main event level talent, which he will eventually start to go through, and we'll have some storylines getting built up for him. Anyway, his tag team match, that is really good. We get a 70 rated tag team match, where we have Not a Team drawing with Young and Wasted 9:43 following a double disqualification. And yeah, Jack Pride was the weak link. And of course, we got the excellent chemistry between Not a Team and of course the tag team specialist bonus for Young and Wasted. But yeah, all teams drawing there. So both or all 4 of these teams could essentially not be separated in regards to wins and losses. All right, we then go into our number 1 contenders match for the not yet created, I should say, mid-card title. Gets a 59. We have Marco Gonzalez, almost a bit of a forgotten man in the mid-card, defeating Papa Swole, Yuta Sono, Charlie Corner. 10:03 when Gonzalez pinned Corner with a DDT after Gabriela Ortega caused a distraction. And yeah, Charlie Corner was really off his game. And Gonzalez has a gimmick that is getting stale, so we've got to change him up as well. So got to take a mental note. Gonzalez, Deverell. All right. It's a pretty solid match as well. So it is going to be Marco Gonzalez taking on Zombie Boy at the pay-per-view for the National Championship. I think I'll go with National. Anyway. All right, we then go into our pre-main event angle where we have Davis Wayne Newton saying that he almost feels that his world title victory at the pay-per-view was a little bit underwhelming. He said he was expecting to verse Graham Gorman. He essentially, built his schedule, his training schedule up in the hope of versing Graham Gorman. And he was utterly frustrated and angry at the fact that Graham Gorman chose to work for another company on one of the most important historic nights in the history of CWC, of the Coalition. 81's pretty good. And the main event does very, very well. This is what we were going to get at the pay-per-view. If only Graham was there. It actually probably would have been better if you think about it. Because essentially, these guys are being penalized for being on TV as opposed to being on a pay-per-view. There you go. Anyway, we do have Davis Wayne Newton, the GOAT himself, defeating Graham Gorman. An 85 rated main event, 20 minutes, 27 seconds by disqualification. During the match, we also had Zeus Maximilian, of course, Davis's best friend and tag team partner, run in and attack Graham Gorman. Davis Wayne Newton making defense number 1 of the CGC World title. Yeah, I think that's a really good way to end this first show with Davis as our newly crowned CGC champion. And as you can see, the match was a part of the CGC World Championship Revival Tournament. So we've finally finished off that tournament, and I feel like it was a good way to essentially make everything come full circle and to really give Davis, the tournament win that he deserved. And an 85 is very, very good. Very good. All right, so we finished the show. We get a 79 rated show. That is by far our best show. And we're only 1 point away from an 80. That's on TV. Of course, 56 regions increasing in popularity, which is, I believe, Ontario as well. So that's pretty decent. I'm not too sure if we'll get any sort of popularity increase from just that one show. I would assume not, because I think the way that weekly TV shows work, we only get a very small popularity increase. We've got Runaway Train from SWF, assuming he's, just a road agent? Yep. Ernest Youngman changing his body type, going from muscular to ripped. Yeah, that put his star quality up 11 points. Not that he needs it, because he's already at 92 popularity. Now 30 years old. We're definitely going to try and get him once his contract starts to run out. But as you can see, it's going to cost us a fair bit. And it looks like it was potentially only negotiated recently. That's unfortunate. I mean, we can't really afford him yet. But that's fine. We also just got under 300,000 viewers for that last show, for that last Coalition Wrestling. And yeah, Alexander Robinson also has an extra point. Got a user point. So we'll use that as well. I'm not really too sure where I would use it, but yeah, I'm not too sure. Maybe if I just go into Alexander Robinson. Yeah, I'm guessing not. I'm guessing there's obviously somewhere where I can do it. I'll probably do that next episode, unless I see it here. Okay, there it is, right there. I'm definitely blind. Not too sure what I want to go with. Either creativity, or maybe we'll go diplomacy. Actually, I want to get rid of these negative relationships that we have. Okay, so DC Reign's leaving, which is fine. Actually, do I want him to leave? Maybe I do. I probably should have used him one last time. Okay, that's fine. He's going to be leaving, but that's perfectly fine. And like I said, the Festival of Violence, which is essentially, it's essentially going to be like our hardcore pay-per-view. So we're going to do the ladder match. We might throw in a tables match, stuff like that. I mean, essentially, we could do maybe like a Hell in a Cell type deal for our unification match. Now that I think about it, I kind of don't want it to be a gimmick match because it is it's kind of like the most serious title match we've essentially ever had. So maybe I just keep it normal. I don't really think it's necessary. Actually, it might be the way that the storyline's going to play out. It might actually make sense to have it in like a steel cage or a Hell in a Cell. Because there is obviously outside interference, especially on the side of Davis with Zeus, and of course at the moment the storyline's kind of revolving around Graham Gorman as well, who's going to want to potentially get involved as well. Now, maybe we do. Maybe we do something special like a Hell in a Cell. I mean, I think we're going to go with it. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I wasn't originally thinking about doing that, but it will essentially kind of fit the whole mold of the Festival of Violence. So, yeah, I think a Hell in a Cell type match will be perfect. All right. So with that said, the next main event is actually going to feature Graham Gorman again. As you can see, he's very good, although most of that was Davis. But I'm assuming he'll be hopefully boosted up a little bit by that match, considering it wasn't 85. You know, his popularity, at least in Ontario, I would like to assume would be at least a little bit higher than where it was prior to that match, even though he did lose. Because Graham's got a very busy schedule for this month. So up next in the next main event, he's going to be taking on Zeus. The Go Home show might be next episode, probably will be. He'll also be taking on Angry Gilmore, a current Coalition World Champion. So he's got some big things coming up for him. But of course, he's not going to be a part of the world title unification match, because that is 1-on-1. Angry Gilmore taking on Davis Wayne Newton. Okay, that is a lot of messages. Alright, what do we got here? Alright, so that's Frederic. He's finally retired. He's now a manager. That's it's actually kind of a interesting way for him to go. Was SWF. I think Frederic, pretty sure he starts with FCW. Obviously, FCW are now gone. You got Flash Savage, who we've been thinking about signing. I wonder if that's exclusive. No, it's only a handshake. Interesting. We got Joel Bryant, who I assume is a road agent now. Yeah, he's retired. Actually, I think he was already retired back at the start of the game as well. Alright, so there we go. Graham Gorman has officially left ACPW. Which is nice, because that was a big problem. We got Dwayne Fry. We could go in for Dwayne. He's, I think he's essentially the best announcer that is available in the game. But it looks like he's signed it. Yeah. Where is it? Oh, it's up the top. Oopsie daisies. We missed that, or I missed that, I guess. Miriam Vega be a decent little manager there as well. Yeah, I mean, it's all kind of a bit of nonsense, really. It looked like a lot of messages, but really nothing too serious there. Whoa! Okay, never mind. For some reason I thought that was somebody that I didn't think it was, but very talented. Anyway, let's get into the next TV show. Like I said, we're gonna do Zeus. Okay, so Mighty Kavanaugh is not available. That's fine. Alright, nice. Papa Swole being in fine form before the show, keeping everybody in a great mood with some hilarious road stories. Hopefully, let's see if this diplomacy is going to work a little bit better. Now that we've gone up to 6 for our diplomacy. And it works. There we go, just like that. The user point has given us a meddling success. And Zeus and James Diaz are now content with each other again. We're going to run in Mississauga tonight. Salga. And let's book our main event. Alright, so it is going to be Zeus, who is actually on 66 popularity, which is, you know, a lot higher than what he came in as. It was about, what, 53 or 52 or something like that? Oh, we didn't change gimmicks, so I'll do that as well. I almost forgot. You're probably screaming at me. But he will be taking on Graham. Graham, of course, look, I think he actually lost popularity. Hold up. Oh no, 59. He's still 59. He actually didn't gain any pop from that loss. Which I think has kind of more to do with being on TV. I feel like the gains on or from TV are less. Anyway, 20 minutes. Zeus is probably going to struggle for 20. So I might actually... Let's cut that down to 16. It is TV, so I don't think it really matters too much. I think I will give Graham the victory here. Zeus obviously has higher popularity, but Zeus is also 45 years old, so I'm not really too worried if he loses some pop, as long as it does kind of transfer over to Graham. So I think we will make this decisive, because I'm assuming a decisive victory. Probably the reason why Graham didn't gain any popularity, because it was a tainted victory. Actually, it was a cheap win, wasn't it? Yeah. Anyway, this one's going to be decisive. I think Davis go on color com, because that'd be pretty decent. He cannot. Okay. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate, but I guess it's kind of fine. Alright, so the rest of the card, or the rest of the show, I should say. I'm wondering if I want to do the... No, let's do it this way. Let's do a 4-on-4 with the tag teams. So let's have Not a Team teaming up with Feel Good Inc. No, with Young and Wasted, because they verse each other. That's kind of a better way to book it. And they'll be taking on Red, White, and Blue, and of course, Feel Good Inc. as well. I feel like that's a more beneficial way. I wonder if I can give these guys 16 minutes as well. Just to really, you know, go out there and put on a pretty decent performance. I think that would be pretty sweet. I mean, obviously, there's not a lot of psychology in the match, so slow build might not be the right way to go about things, but we'll give it a try anyway. Okay, never mind. We won't go 16. We'll go 12. We'll go 12. All right, that looks pretty good. I guess for the rest of the card, we don't really have anything apart from the sort of mid-card storyline. We can maybe do something with Mobstar. Just trying to think of what to do, because apart from obviously we've got the tag title, the mid-card title, the introduction of that title, and then obviously the unification match, which obviously features a few other wrestlers. I don't really have a lot of other storyline going on at the moment. I think what I want to do, let's do a tag match. This is more just a test for chemistry, but we're going to have World Champion or Coalition World Champion, Angry Gilmore, teaming up with John Greed. And I guess they can verse... who can they verse? Maybe we'll go Zombie Boy. I don't really want to give Zombie Boy a loss, though. Yeah, I guess it's fine. Wicked Leicester can go in there as well, and we'll give Leicester the pinfall loss. So I think we'll go John Greed to win, loser to be Leicester. This match hopefully is more just to, well, obviously to see if there's any good chemistry here between these two, but also to see if these two can at least try and improve their psychology a little bit. Would be decent. Up next, we want to go I guess a one-on-one match between Public Enemy and Marco Gonzalez, because we do have this storyline going on at the moment as well, which is the crew. They're essentially targeting Brothers for Life. So Gonzalez is going to get the win, but we're going to have a lot of interference in this match. A lot of interference. So on Gonzalez, we're going to have obviously Papa Swole come down, and then on Public Enemy, we're going to have both Louise Frost and Ray Cavallero as well. There we go. So a lot of interference, a lot of weird shenanigans sort of happening. But that'll hopefully set up a nice little tag team match on the next show as well, between those two stables. Alrighty, what else have we got? We've got the Rock City Stars. I mean, they should probably verse somebody. Don't really want them versing those guys. I mean, Pepper Pelton can get a match, and so can Jay Silver. There we go. Take on the tag team champions in a non-title match, of course, but still getting an opportunity to put on a decent little show against our current champions. Make that the storytelling match as well. Okay, I guess we also need another match because we don't have a lot of long matches on the card. Thinking maybe we just go like a big multi-man match. I know we've already got one, but let's just go a 5-on-5. Let's have Goldstein. We'll go Doc. We'll go Giant Brody. We'll go Mobstar. And Sono. No, let's go somebody else. Let's go for... No, actually, I think we will go with Sono. And a Sono, and they can take on Stephen Parker, Jackpot Jordan. And who else is there, really? I guess Bowden Snoop can be in there as well. Charlie Corner. And... I guess Robin. I mean, Robin essentially has to be in there if Bowden is. So there we go. 10-minute match. It is literally just a throwaway match. Has absolutely no bearing, essentially onto anything. So yeah, I think we'll just give Mobstar the victory for this one as well. I think we'll make it the Work the Crowd match as well. So there we go. That's how we're going to kick things off. Let's book some angles now as well. I think we want to have Davis and Zeus cutting an angle together prior to the main event. And we'll definitely script both of them because we essentially need to. Alright, so that'll be pre-main event. We're also going to have another angle, which is going to be, you guessed it, Angry Gilmore. And he's going to be cutting a promo directly towards Davis. Both going to be on screen. However, Angry is going to be the only person talking in the angle. So, Angry Gilmore going to be essentially telling Davis what he thinks about the fact that he's now a world champion. And, of course, Davis is essentially claiming to be I guess a higher rated or holding a higher prestige belt. Which if, go by technicalities, he actually is, but anyway. Less said about that, the better. And I guess finally, and we don't have a lot of angles on this show, but I guess we can do 2 more angles. So what I'll do is we'll go for... Let's go for Angry Gilmore and John Greed. I want to see how good they can actually be together. So we'll give them 8. And then I think I'll give the Rock City Stars an angle as well. Rock and Ryan and Stan Manor. And I think they can only have 6. But that should be fine. Good enough for them. Actually, no, we can go longer. Okay, never mind. I was just looking at the 115 minutes as opposed to what I originally thought it could have been. So there we go. I guess with that said, we might be able to go 1 more angle. And we've got, what, 8 more minutes left. So with that being said, let's go for Gabriella. Let's go for Marco. I'm wondering if we can put the other boys in there as well. So let's go Ray and Luis, because they don't have a match. However, they are essentially part of his match. Wondering if maybe that's going to be too much. It's also going to be too much road agency for Edmonton, so there we go. That's going to go right there. That's perfect. All right. What else have we got left? I think we've got Davis. I guess Davis can go against Ray Cavallero. Just to try and improve Ray a little bit on the pre-show. It's actually going to be a really high rated match, I would assume. And obviously Davis now has 81 popularity in Ontario as a result of the pay-per-view victory. Did I not do that pre-show? I did, but what's the problem? Edmonton. Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought I fixed that, but there we go. All right, let's run it. I knew that was going to be a good match. We start off with a 74 rated pre-show match where we have Davis Wayne Newton defeating Ray Cavallero in 12:26 by submission with an STF. 84 in ring there for Davis. I still wish there was a way of seeing any sort of improvements from the workers that are actually involved in the match. I really feel like it's something that's missing from, you know, a contrast from 2016 to 2020. It almost feels like it was left out and it's just almost like a missing feature. Anyway, we then move into our opening contest, which is, of course, a 10-man tag. It actually gets a 68. It's a decent little, you know, opening match. It was work the crowd. And I feel like it's kind of done that. And we do have Ozzy Goldstein, Doc Hammond, Giant Brody, Mobstar, and Uterus Sono defeating Stephen Parker, Jackpot Jordan, Bowden Snoop, Charlie Corner, and Robin Newman in 9:54 when Mobstar pinned Bowden Snoop with a flattener DDT. And yeah, just a good match. I think I'm going to make Jackpot Jordan and Stephen Parker a tag team. I think I like them together. Anyway, we had 3 people off their games. Giant Brody was really off his game. I forgot to do the gimmicks. I just realized, even after reminding myself and talking about it. Frustrating. But yeah, Bowden Snoop and Charlie Corner also off their games there. And yeah, got the show off to a strong start. We then go into a 67 rated angle from our current Coalition Tag Team Champions, the Rock City Stars. We've got Stan Manor doing a masterful job of improvising. Good stuff, Stan. Their throwaway tag team match getting a 51 rating. We have the Rock City Stars defeating Pepper Pelton and Jay Silver in 9:43 when Stan Manor pinned Jay Silver with a rock and roller. And yeah, Pepper Pelton, unfortunately off his game in this match. We then go into a 48 rated angle from Brothers for Life. But this time, unfortunately, Gabriella struggled going off script. I think that's happened a few times. So I think I need to drill that into my head as well. But again, we also need to change Gonzalez, and it was Zippy Deverell as well. They both needed angles, gimmicks, because they suffer in angles. Anyway, Gonzalez, that's a pretty good match actually from Gonzalez and Public Enemy. We get a 59 rating, so that's actually looking like a pretty solid rating for our mid-carders. I'm very happy with that. But we do have Marco Gonzalez eventually defeating Public Enemy in just over 10 minutes by pinfall with a DDT. The match also had a lot of interference. We had Papa Swole attack Gonzalez, Louise Frost attack Public Enemy, and finally Ray Cavallero interfering against Public Enemy as well. And yeah, these two have great chemistry together, so could be a possible match we come back to once, you know, either of these two guys becomes the mid-card champion, the national champion that we will crown in the next episode. Of course, it is going to be Gonzalez taking on Zombie Boy in that match. Alright, we then go into a 90 rated angle between Angry Gilmore and John Greed. Really hoping that these two have some positive chemistry together. I feel like they could be a really solid, you know, I would say veteran tag team. I was going to say up in age, but veteran's probably the right way to put it. But yeah, 90 is very solid. Unfortunately, no positive chemistry, but still a pretty good match. We get a 59, where we have Angry Gilmore and John Greed defeating Zombie Boy and Wicked Leicester in 10-12. And John Greed pinned Wicked Leicester with a crash diet. And yeah, Gilmore carrying the match with a 71. Unfortunately, John Greed only with a 54. Zombie Boy also pretty close with a 52 there as well. That's still pretty solid. Alright, we then go into our 8-man tag, our 4-on-4. Of course, the 4 different tag teams that are going to be involved in the number 1 contendership match at the pay-per-view. And we get a 67 for this match. Incredible stuff. Which is pretty crazy considering the tag team match between these two guys did get a 70 on that last show. But we do have Not a Team and Young and Wasted, of course, opponents last week, defeating Red, White and Blue and Feel Good Inc. 12-23 when Brett Kyle pinned Blue Dragon with a shooting star press. Yeah, some decent performances there. Taylor Norton with a 61. Obviously Diaz with a 72. Gary Walker with a 58, which is pretty respectable as well. Of course, we then move into an 80 rated angle, prior or pre-main event angle, I guess you would call it. And it's, of course, Davis and best friend Zeus Maximilian, of course, the golden, I don't know what we'd call them, the Golden Goats. That's a pretty good name, actually. I just spat it out there. But yeah, the Golden Goats. I think I'll actually put them together as that team. And we'll make our goats all in capital. But yeah, basically just Davis giving some advice to Zeus and saying that, you know, he's got his back if he needs it. But unfortunately, as we know when we book the match, Davis was nowhere to be seen because he's got some problems of his own. Anyway, the main event, doing really, really, really well. Get a 79 rated main event here. Graham Gorman defeating Zeus Maximilian in 1609 by pinfall with a Gorman aghast. Of course, Graham suffering his first defeat in the coalition last week. Getting a bit of revenge because of the, well, actually, I think he, well, technically, I mean, in kayfabe terms, Graham didn't lose the match, but I still made, this is where it gets weird. I still made Davis the victor because I didn't want Davis to lose any popularity, even though it was a cheap win. I guess I should have probably booked that better. But yeah, the way that you see it is Davis still retains and he still essentially wins the match, even though he technically lost the match. But I booked it so he would be the winner, even though he was, in technical terms, the real loser due to the disqualification onto Graham Gorman from Zeus. But getting a bit of revenge here, and essentially, in our storyline terms, he's still undefeated. So we'll go with that. Despite not winning the championship, cheap win. Anyway, a 79 is very solid, considering they only got a 70 and a 67 in-ring performance for each of them. And of course, Zeus is also heavily in time decline as well. And then, of course, we get a 99 rated angle here Of course, it was only essentially rated on Angry Gilmore's entertainment skills. But yeah, Gilmore is essentially backstage, cutting an angle onto Davis. They obviously go face to face, and Gilmore doing what he does best, going off his head, absolutely furious and angry, and yeah, basically says, "Well, I'll see you at the pay-per-view, Davis." And yeah, we're essentially going to put them together in a tag team match on the next show as well, which will have some more sort of storyline implications. But 99 is a very decent way, and he's also invented a new catchphrase. Oh my god, he's about to get constant 100s. That's pretty crazy that he's just invented a new catchphrase as well, which is the same thing that James Diaz has. And we get our new best ever show. We get an 81 rated TV show here for Coalition Wrestling. Once again, increasing our popularity in all 56 regions. But that's back to back. And I think that might be it's obviously the Angry Gilmore effect with his overpowered angles. But I think Graham Gorman is a very solid star in our company. And I think I was pretty hesitant to actually sign him. But I think signing him has potentially done some really, really good things for us. That guy looks pretty good. Like him. And our viewing figures, we got 310,000 viewers for Coalition Wrestling there. So it's up about 10,000. Who's this guy? Zap Powerson. His contract is running out, and he's got 85. Oh my goodness, 90 star quality. Better as amazing bait. Oh my god, we need to sign him. Marketing. We found our figurehead. Zap Powerson. Welcome. Please tell me. Yes. Oh my god. Here we go, boys. Yes! Come on! Alrighty. Exclusive written per month. We're going 10 years. Of course, we have to. No travel cover. Giving him 0 merchandise, hopefully. And let's see what happens. I'm literally going all out. This is essentially my Will Beaumont. Take 2 plus 85 basics. And I think a little bit, yeah, he might be older actually. He might be older. Anyway, it's only going to be 15k. And we're essentially stealing one of SWF's best developmental talents they'll probably ever have in this game. So, there we go. Okay, well, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to tread very lightly. We're going to advance 2 days at a time. Because I want to 100% make sure we get Zap Powerson. I feel like his name should be Zach Powerson. But Zap it is. I guess Hulk Hogan probably sounds like a pretty weird name, or it did in the beginning. Actually, it kind of sounds like an awesome name, if you really think about it, without, essentially knowing the person. Okay, that was very quick. I guess SWF probably have better things to think about instead of, seeing who they're. Okay, that's fine. So we don't get him for another 27 days. So that's perfectly fine. They offered him another deal, but he, I guess, just flat out refused it. Anyway, that's really good for us. And it looks like we got a new figurehead. So I think you guys know what's going to happen with that guy. He's essentially going to be pushed to the absolute moon. Very quickly as well, because he's already 25, so he's a little bit on the older side already. But I'm thinking we've essentially found our, for lack of a better term, Ernest Youngman, or even, like I said, Will Beaumont, but with better stats than Will? I don't know, it's a weird one. Anyway, Zap. I don't exactly like his name too much, but we're all going to have to just get used to it. I don't really want to change it, because I want to just keep it the same. Although he's from SWF, so maybe I should make it Zach Powerson. Yeah, we'll see. I'll think about it. Anyway, we're going to do one more TV show. And then next episode, hopefully, Zap will come to us. Alright, we've got a pay rise request from Zippy. Only wants $210, which is crazy. Okay, got some TCW enemies there as well. But first things first, I forgot the gimmicks last time, so I'm definitely not going to forget them again. So where are we? Gimmick. Let's just tweak the gimmicks. I can't really. Actually, now that I look at it, he's got an adequate gimmick, and I kind of want him to have a better gimmick. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to go a little bit better. What's his current gimmick? Swaggering heel. I guess we'll call it dripping in swag. I don't know. It's a weird thing that I'm doing, but we're going to do it anyway. What exactly was it? I guess... Man, it's pretty late right now, but that was a pretty stupid question by me. I think we're going to go generic, but creative at the same time. Yeah. So I think we'll keep it sort of in the middle there. We can maybe... Nah, we'll keep it in the middle. There we go. Dripping in swag. Actually, no. Let's adjust that. Let's go Latino Pride. I like that better. Obviously, like a Eddie, Guerrero sort of type gimmick would be kind of what I'm imagining when I think of Marco Gonzalez. Obviously, very charismatic. Lots of good star quality as well. Yeah. Can't really talk on the microphone like Eddie could, but he's got a manager for that. So there we go. Let's also do Zippy before I forget. Where is he? Oh, look at him. Look at the jawline. He looks perfect, man. He's even got pretty good selling. Pretty good selling. Top row, primary skills, very decent. Obviously, just lacking psychology, really. And even still, he was kind of gaining at a fairly decent rate. His name is Wally Ward. His real name is Wally Ward. What a joke of a name. Anyway. I literally forgot to do Zippy's gimmick. Anyway. We'll just tweak his one because he's already great. There we go. Oh, I accidentally tweaked it twice. Anyway, ignore that. There we go. Let's just get into the show. Let's just get in there. Alright. Before I, essentially mess up anything else. I'm really happy we've got Zap Powerson, though. Because he is going to be an actual figurehead for us to use. Which is going to be super beneficial. I think he and... Seeing as he's a face, I mean, if we do eventually go to a face-heel divide, which will probably happen in the future, but Diaz versus Powerson. You got Jack Pride versus Powerson as well. Davis. Goldstein. Trying to think of who else is a heel. I mean, even Gilmore, really, if he's still around. That's a lot of people for Zap Powerson to beat. So I think he's going to do some pretty amazing things. Anyway. Alright, so we've got 2 weeks there. We've got Joe Sexy. I don't think we need Joe Sexy. He's another road agent there. Elizabeth Cartier. I guess is a manager. Yeah. She's pregnant, so there we go. She's going to be out for a while. Don't really care, but there we go. Alright, let's book this last TV show of the episode. Alright, who's missing? Let me guess. Oh, yeah, just Zap. I thought it was actually going to be Mighty Kavanaugh. Alright, Rock and Ryan Turner. Positive impact for him. Wrestlers Court. Okay, nice. Zeus Maximilian coming backstage and thinking that Zombie Boy has a bright future and that he'd be willing to put him over in order to help him go to the next level. Offer is good for 2 matches and will expire in 2 months. That's pretty decent. We could maybe do something with that. I guess I was thinking about putting the title onto Gonzalez, but now I'm starting to doubt myself and maybe we just go for Zombie Boy. I mean, both of them are from stables, so we could essentially run with a storyline with those two. Potentially after, if we run with a storyline for the Zombie Boy and Zeus Maximilian for the mid-card title. would be a really solid mid-card title feud, at least for a month. With, you know, Zombie Boy essentially being able to pick up 2 victories. So it is interesting. We're going to go to Ottawa for this show. And our main event is going to be a tag team match. And we are going to have... Where are we? We need Zeus and we need Davis. And then we need Angry Gilmore. And we up to 86 popularity. Absolutely insane. Wondering if I should sign him to a written contract. I mean, if I was going to do that, I should have already done it, to be fair. So we probably won't do that. I don't really think he's going anywhere, though. I don't think any other company would be willing to take a risk, especially considering the rest of his popularity in every other region, except for Ontario, is only a 60 or above. So I think we're fine. But he's going to team up with Gorman. So Graham's essentially going to be used in every main event here. I think is decent. We're going to give it 20 minutes. Obviously, Edmonton RM Stones to be the road agent and the referee. And I think I'm going to go this way with it. We're going to give Davis the victory. Graham's going to lose. It's going to be a tainted victory, though. So the Golden Goats, I'll actually put them together as a team right now. They're going to win, but it's going to be by nefarious means. Let's add our new team. And it's going to be Davis and Zeusy Boy. And they are going to be called the Golden Goats. There we go. Yeah, I like it. Alright, the Golden Goats. It seems like a bit of a joke tag team, similar to Not a Team. They were kind of like a bit of a joke team that have now somehow ended up actually, being in contention for the number 1 contendership. So we'll roll with that anyway. Yeah. I think following on from the 4 tag teams, I think we'll do a fatal 4-way match with essentially 1 member from each tag team being involved. So what we'll do is we'll have... Actually, I think we'll go Brett Kyle. We'll go for Diaz. We'll go for Zippy, so we can give him his new gimmick. And then finally, I think we'll go for... Who's the other? Oh, it was Americana. Do I want to go... I think we'll go for Blue Dragon instead, actually. They're both essentially the same popularity. That's fine. We'll just give it 10. And we will make the winner... It essentially has to be Diaz, because he is by far the best singles wrestler in the match. There we go. As far as other matches go, let's go... I think I want to go the old-timers. Let's go Doc Hammond and John Greed. Did Greed lose pop, or did he gain pop recently? I mean, he's kind of gained 1 pop, really. It's up to 47. Okay. I mean, what do I want to do here, though? Okay, I think I know what I want to... Yeah, we'll go with this. We'll go 10 minutes. We'll keep it short. Short and sweet. John Greed to get the victory. And I think we'll make it... luckily, there's no complaining there. Should probably use the old-timers with some younger guys. I think that's probably the smarter thing for us to do. Alright, so once again, this time we're going to have Los Hermanos 3. They're going to take on... We still never actually made their tag team, but Papa Swole and Public Enemy. Actually, what I think we'll do for this one, instead of using Gonzalez, because I want to give Papa Swole, I essentially want to give the crew, I want to give them a victory. So I think we'll have them take on Los Hermanos 2, as that'll be more beneficial. We'll give Public Enemy the victory there. We'll make it the storytelling match as well. That should be pretty good. Yeah. I mean, they essentially don't need a name. I guess we could... Probably smart just to put them together as the crew. I'll call them the Crew 1. Or I guess. And it will be Papa Swole and Public Enemy. Okay. Yeah, I don't really know what their finisher could be called. It doesn't matter. Anyway. Reorder name that. I just want them to get some experience, because obviously the higher experience they have, the better they will be in tag team matches, especially if they get a little bonus once they get to a certain level of experience together. It's kind of my thought process behind that anyway. Up next, we're going to go with Goldstein, and he can take on Jackpot Jordan. And essentially, do I want to do it? I think I want to do it. We'll give this 20 minutes. And Jackpot Jordan is going to win. It's going to be a tainted victory, though. As we're going to have some interference onto Goldstein by Stephen Parker. And this is, of course, essentially going to add these two together as a tag team. Yeah, and I think I have their name. So let's give them their tag team as well. Adding lots of new teams this episode, but they're going to be called the Money Makers. Pretty simple name, but I kind of like it. So we'll go, I think we'll go Steven first. And then Jackpot Jordan. And we'll call their finisher the Make It Rain. Make It Rain. There we go. The Money Makers. I feel like they actually kind of look like a tag team together. Obviously, originally Jackpot is supposed to be with Jake Idol as Rich and Famous, but going to be with a new team from now on. There we go. I guess we have time for maybe one more match, so maybe go a 6-man. Let's go with Zombie Boy and Doomsday Generation, and they can take on... It's a good question. I don't really know who they can take on. Let's go for a Sono. Go for Giant Brody, and let's go for Mobstar. Yeah, why not? Mobstar it is. There we go. We'll keep it at 10. So I guess Robinson can road agent this one as well. And we'll give Brody the victory as well. I guess we'll make this the Work the Crowd match as well. Purely for the fact that I don't really need to have an angle before that. So the rest of the angles. Can Graham speak? Graham cannot speak, can he? He's very bland. Very bland. So what I think we'll do... Yeah. What I think I'm going to do, let's have Angry Gilmore. He's going to cut an angle onto Graham Gorman. And that is going to be post-main event. And it's essentially, Angry Gilmore doing what he does best, being angry. And he's obviously going to be really, really frustrated and, for lack of a better term, pissed off at Graham Gorman for costing him the match against Davis Wayne Newton. So therefore, on the Go Home show, Angry Gilmore is going to challenge Graham Gorman to a match. Probably not the best time to be taking on, a fierce competitor like Gorman, but Angry Gilmore's going to do it anyway because he's just angry. No real other way of putting it. So I guess with that said, we want to go for Davis and Zeus pre-match. Again, it's just going to be them getting on the same page together. Continuing to advance that storyline. Probably been our best storyline of the series so far, I would say. I guess maybe apart from like Goldstein and Davis together. They've had a very long storied sort of rivalry together. I think we'll go an angle for Doc Hammond as well. Kind of want to see what Doc can do. Really don't have a lot of time left, do we? That'll go there, and then I guess we need an angle for Stephen Parker and Jackpot Jordan. All right, there we go. I think we'll leave them together. I think we only have 7 minutes as well. Moneymakers is formed. And a new dangerous competitor is unleashed. I don't know. It's a weird way of saying. Yeah, I don't know. It's a kind of a weird way of saying essentially what I want to say, but hopefully it can sort of convey the message that I want it to send. I might make this 9 minutes long, and we'll make the angle 8. I want to give it its proper amount of time, and I just got rid of exactly what I wrote, but that's fine because we all make mistakes anyway. We have our storytelling match, that is Work the Crowd. Let's just run it. Don't need a pre-show for today. We start off with a 55 rated match to open the TV show. We have Uterasono, Giant Brody, and Mobstar defeating Zombie Boy and Doomsday Generation. Haven't made them a stable yet, so we'll do that right now. In 9:41, when Giant Brody pinned Wicked Leicester with a single-handed chokeslam. And yeah, Mobstar being head and shoulders above everybody else in the match. Good stuff. It's a solid way to open the show, I guess. We then go straight into our second match, which gets a 67. It's pretty good. Actually, it's very good, considering I didn't really expect too much from Jackpot. But we do have Jackpot Jordan defeating Ozzy Goldstein. What a massive setback that is in 1949 by pinfall with a cash-in following interference from Stephen Parker. So yeah, Goldstein, of course, beating Stephen Parker back on the first TV show of the month. And now there's a little bit of revenge from Stephen Parker getting involved, teaming up with Jackpot Jordan. All right, we then go into the subsequent angle from that match, which gets a 60 rating. And we have the Moneymakers establishing themselves as a tag team, as a cohesive unit. And of course, that is essentially going to unleash a pretty pissed off Ozzy Goldstein. And I guess we can continue with this storyline. Maybe Stephen Parker. Actually, let's go Ozzy Goldstein. Ozzy Goldstein and a partner take on the Moneymakers. But yeah, Jackpot Jordan improvising well with that angle as well. And we go into a 51 rated tag team match where we have the Crew defeating Los Hermanos 2 in 9:04 when Public Enemy in Louise Frost with a Tombstone Piledriver. Solid finisher there from Public Enemy. But yeah, solid performances from both Ray and Papa. Very, very solid 46s there. And of course, it does sort of continue their storyline. Obviously, Forces Are Here is essentially referring to the dark. Hold, I have it on my phone here. I thought I made it, but yeah, Forces of Darkness is the stable name for Original Sinner, Wicked Leicester, and Zombie Boy. So we'll get that sorted out. All right, we then go into a 72 rated angle from Doc Hammond, the 45-year-old, was formerly known as Scout. I think he's Scout. I'm pretty sure he is. I hope I'm right. I should know this, being from or being a decent TCW fan. Anyway, his match does really well, getting a 69. We have John Greed defeating Doc Hammond in 10:26 by pinfall with a crash diet. Yeah, solid 62 for Doc and a 56 there for John. The 69, that's a really solid match, considering it was only 10 minutes long. All right, we then go into a Fatal 4-Way match, getting a 64 rating here. We have James Diaz defeating Brett Kyle, Zippy Deverell, and Blue Dragon in 10:06 when James Diaz pinned Blue Dragon with an Asian thumb spike. Of course, again, continuing our tag division storyline that we've got going on as well. We might do the other 4 competitors in another Fatal 4-Way match at the next show. Alright, we then go into the pre-main event angle, getting us another... I think they got 80 on the last show together. They get an 82 this time. We have the Golden Goats officially being named as a tag team together. And of course, the GOAT himself, Davis Wayne Newton. The main event. Oh my God. Are you seeing this? We get a 95 rated main event. 95. It is going to be extremely hard to beat this match. 95. We didn't even have any titles on the line. We have the Golden Goats. We've officially given them the tag team name together. And boy, did they perform. A 90... I cannot believe that. Obviously, that's what the episode's going to be titled. The Golden Goats defeating Angry Gilmore and Graham Gorman in 20 minutes and 3 seconds. And Davis Wayne Newton, almost couldn't say his name. The GOAT, Davis Wayne Newton, pinning Graham Gorman after using a foreign object. Of course, the CGC World title. Cracking Graham Gorman over the head. I literally can't speak. I'm kind of in shock. Did it breathe? Okay. Yeah, cracks him across the head with the CGC World title. And a 95 in-ring performance from Davis, which, I mean, we kind of know why he got a 95 for the overall match. Yeah, 75 there for Zeus, 75 for Angry Gilmore. A nice solid 70 for Graham Gorman as well. And of course, we've still got the excellent chemistry for the Golden Goats as well. Man, what a match! I mean, the only penalties we got was inconsistency from Zeus and then declining physical ability for both Zeus and Angry Gilmore. I almost don't want to click off this screen. I almost don't want to click off. I might even screenshot that. I think that bad boy's worth a little screenshot. I might use it to get everybody hyped up for when this episode comes out and do a little community post. Okay, well, let's see what the... I mean, I probably should have expected a 100 rated angle after that match. Of course, it is only Angry Gilmore being rated, so I think we're kind of in for 100 rated angles always when it's just Angry Gilmore rated. As you can see, was a real star in this segment. Superb without working with a script. And he also benefited from having his new hot catchphrase as well. And of course, Angry Gilmore is very angry at Graham Gorman for losing that match. Even though, you know, he was essentially busted open by the world title that he was cracked over the head with by Davis. But Gilmore doesn't really care. And of course, he challenges him to a match on the Go Home show, which of course is going to be next episode. I'm expecting some pretty big things from this show. We get our first blue rated show. We get an 88 rated TV show. Literally all 3 of these TV shows in this episode have been our highest ever matches. Highest ever show ratings, sorry. And we've also now got our highest ever match with a 95. A 95. I don't believe it. Anyway, finish the show. I've almost lost my train of thought. I know there was something that I had to do. But I, for the life of me, cannot remember what it is. I really can't remember what I was going to do. I'm almost taken back by that. Who's Rick Young? He is a referee. I mean, he's a pretty good referee, but we're gonna leave him. We're fine. 316,000 viewers for Ondem. Boy, oh boy, I was not expecting that, man. I really wasn't. So yeah, I was going to do something, but let's check the popularity. We're up to 68 now in Ontario. Kind of happy that we went up on popularity there, considering we just had our best ever show, and it was an 88 rated show as well. 47 in Quebec, 46 in Manitoba. Still only at 34 in Saskatchewan, but we are up to 26 in Alberta, so we gained a point there as well. Yeah, we obviously gained a point in Quebec and Manitoba as well. That's pretty decent, but let's have a look at Angry Gilmore. Still at 86. I was hoping that he might get up to a 90. Let's check Davis, because obviously he won. I think he gained 1 point, because he was at, I think, 81. Yeah, so he was at 81 to start the month off. Who else have we got? Zeus would probably be the next biggest increase. Maybe not. Only at 66. Yeah, still only at 66. Possibly might be pop capped there. Not 100% sure. And then I guess finally we've got Graham Gorman here as well, who's at 62, which is up 3 points. So he's improved a little bit, which is nice to see. Okay, I'm kind of happy about that. Okay, well, that is going to wrap up the episode, guys. Take a quick look at merchandise. We're almost there, almost up to level 5. And of course, we'll be upgrading that again as soon as we reach that level. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. If you haven't, I don't know. I felt like this is probably one of the best episodes we've actually ever had in terms of results, as well as sort of storyline booking as well. Because I've really been trying to, at least, there's been a few throwaway matches, but I've been trying to book the sort of main event, the 2 world titles, whole unification match. Been trying to book that pretty well, and I feel like it's kind of paying off. And hopefully at the pay-per-view, we will have the proper payoff. Like I said, if I have to, I'm going to edit the CWC, the Coalition World title, up to 69 popularity, and then I'll retire the opposite belt. Don't want to be too gamey, but it is essentially a title unification match. So I want it to be unified, essentially. Anyway, enough about that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And of course, apart from that, guys, take it easy. And I hope to see you on the next episode.